So 87 on the lake today. Partly cloudy, isolated showers after 3 o'clock. And we'll be, of course, seeing a ton of folks at pools and lakes enjoying a day off. Tomorrow, same temperatures in the mountains, a little bit better in the upstate, more like 83 for highs. Tuesday, Wednesday, back to mid-80s Thursday and Friday. It looks like each afternoon there's going to be a chance of scattered showers all the way through the weekend.
All right, Dale, thank you. 14 minutes after 5 here on this Monday morning here. And we are following breaking news. Right now, Spartanburg fire officials are working a tractor-trailer fire on Business I-85 at mile marker 2. Dispatchers telling us that this call came in right around 3:45. Detours are being set up. We'll keep you posted here on this breaking news. Myra?
Jeff, let's take a look at the northern lights in the night sky above Bismarck, North Dakota. This is over the weekend, Saturday night into Sunday morning. There were shades of blue and green. A Bismarck photographer, Scott Eisenbeis, captured 500 pictures to create this time lapse. It's at over 10 seconds. The northern lights are scientifically called aurora borealis, and they're the result of electrons from the sun colliding with the upper reaches of the Earth's atmosphere. The Coast Guard rescued 44 people trapped by high tide on a breakwall yesterday in Massachusetts. The breakwall in the Cape Cod town of Provincetown is a popular footpath, but yesterday's tide came faster and higher than expected. It not only stranded 44 people, but the waves knocked 2 children and their mother into the water. So another family member jumped in to help, but that family member got into trouble as well. So the current was just too strong for all of them. That is when a former water polo player and his father jumped into the 40-degree water and pulled the family to safety.
2 kids and their mother were swept out, and another of the member of their family jumped in to try and help them, and they were all in trouble, I guess, going under the breakwater where the current was quite strong.
The Coast Guard says a few people suffered minor injuries.
Well, a brush fire erupted in Mandeville Canyon yesterday afternoon and quickly developed into a major emergency. The Los Angeles Fire Department sent out a major emergency response with more than 100 firefighters on scene. That fire has burned at least 30 acres as it continues to hike up the canyon. The fire department dispatched 2 water-dropping helicopters and added 5 camp crews to help with ground attack. No word yet on how it started.
Okay, this is some shocking video. A 10-year-old boy was launched off a water slide during opening day at a Wave water park in Dublin, California. Look at this. The highly anticipated water park opening took a shocking turn when this boy was tossed off the bottom of that 3-story slide. Now, the child managed to skid across the concrete, but got right back up and walked away. Park officials have closed the slide and one next to it so they can investigate how this all happened. Oh,
close call right there. Well, the U.S. military saying that North Korea conducted another missile test, firing what appears to be a short-range missile. The U.S. Pacific Command tracked the launch from North Korea's east coast early this morning. The missile was tracked for 6 minutes until it landed in the Sea of Japan. The North American Aerospace Defense Command said the launch posed no threat to North America. The White House says President Trump was briefed on the launch. Well, a member of the Navy SEALs elite parachute team died yesterday during a Fleet Week event. The Navy saying the parachute team, called the Leapfrogs, was conducting a jump in Liberty State Park in New Jersey. The Navy Mid-Atlantic Region commander says the team's member's parachute malfunctioned and he plunged into the New York harbor. He was quickly rescued and taken to the hospital but did not survive. The Navy SEAL's family is being notified and his identity has not yet been released.
President Donald Trump will observe Memorial Day with a trip to Arlington National Cemetery. The president is expected to place a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. The monument is dedicated to service members whose remains were never identified. The president is also expected to speak at the Memorial Amphitheater at the remembrance ceremony.
And now to Mosul, where Iraq's armed forces say they are battling for the last ISIS-held enclave in the strategic city. The U.S.-backed offensive in Mosul is now in its 8th month. It has taken longer than planned because the militants are among civilians. The fall of the city would mark the end of the Iraqi half of the caliphate declared by ISIS nearly 3 years ago. The other parts of the ISIS claim covers parts of Syria.
And now to Portland, Oregon, where hundreds turned out to the Hollywood Transit Center to hold a vigil for the 2 men who were fatally stabbed and one who was injured on a commuter train on Friday. The victims were identified as 53-year-old Ricky John Best, 23-year-old Taliesin Murden Namkai Mesh, and 21-year-old Micah David Cole Fletcher. Best and Mesh were killed, but Fletcher is expected to survive. Jeremy Christian was arrested on murder and attempted murder charges. Witnesses say that he shouted anti-Muslim rants at two girls on the train, one of whom was wearing a hijab. Police say the three men came to the girls' defense. And hundreds of people turned out in Manchester, England last night for a vigil in memory of one of the victims of last Monday's suicide bombing. It was a show of respect for a man who many friends and family members called inspirational, 29-year-old Martin Hett. The big crowd gathered in a city park to celebrate his life. He was an outgoing character and public relations manager who was remembered for his passion and sense of humor. His mother called him an absolute legend and said he would have loved this tribute.
He was comical beyond belief. He was an absolute legend. He was a pain in the backside sometimes. He was passionate and full of life. Anybody who knows him, I'm sure they'll agree.
And he was getting ready for a once-in-a-lifetime trip to the U.S. when the tragedy struck.
All right, so today, the day many of us view as the official start to the summer vacation, and travel experts are predicting long weekends like this one will be popular this summer. Details from Chris Clackham this morning.
American vacationers are approaching the summer with an eye on what's happening elsewhere and have decided to stay and play here.
Security concerns primarily were keeping people from perhaps jumping on a vacation to Europe or an overseas vacation overall.
Travel Zoo's Gabe Saglier says that's what their survey of over 1,300 consumers found, that most of us will be headed off this summer for what he calls micro-adventures.
More of a burst of a vacation packed with experiences rather than these sort of longer format, long-haul getaways that we've been used to perhaps in the past.
Taking Fridays, Mondays, or both off for extended weekends for fun experiences close by.
Short, drivable trips, 3, 4, 5 hours even away from home, as the most viable, the easiest to plan and the easiest to afford types of vacation this summer.
All of which plays into predictions that gas prices should rise this summer, but only by less than a quarter of a gallon over last summer. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
All right, 5:21 now. Many of us will be heading to or hosting a cookout later today. Food safety experts have some good reminders that can keep your guests from getting sick. So before you take your steaks or burgers off the grill, it is best to use a food thermometer to ensure all meat is thoroughly cooked. Don't put cooked food on the same plate that held raw meat or poultry. A lot of people do that. Yeah. And be sure to throw away any food that has been sitting out for longer than a couple of hours.
Don't want to get anybody sick when they're at your house, especially, right?
Yep.
And now that it's summertime, make sure you're smart about the sun. The American Cancer Society recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 30 or higher, which should be reapplied every 2 hours. A lot of people do not do that. If you'll be outside for a long time, make sure to wear protective clothing and a hat. The best way to avoid a bad sunburn is to stay indoors in the middle of the day when the risk is highest. And now for something you will only see on WYFF News 4. Our very own Mike McCormick on the stage there as part of Spartanburg High School's performance of Sister Act, the musical. That is him playing a reporter.
There he is, looking sharp as always. And
yes.
Yeah, it's something we talked about last week that he was going to be in this. I think did it run through Wednesday? Through Sunday? I think so.
I think, yeah, ran through the weekend.
He's certainly been a busy guy over the last few days.
Most definitely.
I would imagine he did a fantastic job.
I'm sure he did.
All right, so it was the biggest day of racing on the calendar with a triple header yesterday, from the Formula One race in Monaco to the Indy 500 and finishing up with NASCAR's Coca-Cola 600 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's what you're seeing here, and Austin Dillon does it. He takes the Coca-Cola 600 flag for his first career series win. So good for him. Kyle Busch came in second. Martin Truex Jr. took third. NASCAR moves to Dover Downs in Delaware next Sunday. Now to Gaffney, though, where the lacrosse team at Limestone College is bringing another national championship home. WYFF News 4's Ricardo LeCompte has more this morning.
Another national championship is coming back to the upstate. Limestone capturing the Division II lacrosse national championship Sunday, beating Merrimack in the championship game 11-9 in Foxborough, Massachusetts. The dynasty continues for Limestone, a 5th national title in program history, the 3rd in the last 4 years. The Saints trailed by a goal at the half, but rallied in the second, led by Ryan Majeski, who netted a hat trick in the victory. So Limestone returns to Gaffney with championship trophy in hand, and a formal presentation for the national champs will take place on campus Wednesday at noon.
Intention was to have y'all to kill me. I ran out of bullets.
Mississippi deadly shooting. We'll tell you what the suspect said he was trying to do when he confessed to a reporter.
Now your live Super Doppler 4 HD weather forecast.
5:28 now on this Memorial Day, Monday. Hope it's a good day for you today as we look out from our Peace Center sky cam. Pleasant morning, very mild, 68 degrees. We're going to see it climb a good 20 degrees and get into the upper 80s, and the mountains will reach into the upper 70s today. After lunchtime, about 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon, there'll be a few isolated showers that will develop here in the southeast. That's going to kind of be the story for the next several days, the chance of those afternoon showers. We've got a nice picture to show you for our school salute today, even though schools are out today. Julia Cox is about to retire from McLeese Elementary School in Anderson. She's been teaching 32 years there. She watches WYFF News 4 every day, and the family sent this in as kind of a little surprise for her. So thank you, Mrs. Cox, for your service at McLeese Elementary School. And I know the kids will miss you in 32 years teaching there. I think that's terrific.
Isn't that something?
That's great.
Well, congrats.
Yes.
Certainly put in some hard work.